It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. Will Smith. This is what an ace looks like.
And tag out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Joseph William Kelly Jr. gets it done there. Did look hobbled, which is definitely concerning, but he goes out there, gets the final 3 outs. The Dodgers, they get the come-from-behind win over the Colorado Rockies, and it was nice to get 2 straight wins before the Dodgers have a day off and they go into that critical series against the San Francisco Giants. The Pirates do the Dodgers a favor yesterday and beat the Giants. Dodgers now just 2 games back in the NL West. After today's win, they improved to 61-40, and we're going to talk about CT3. Chris Taylor is going to be a wealthy dude come this offseason. Pay him all the money. Chris Taylor was fantastic. And how about Will Smith? Another big bomb late. He gets it done for the Dodgers. Hits that heater out over the center field wall. Will he or won't he? He will. Will Smith got it done. But we got lots to get into, guys. But you know how we get this show kicked off. Let me know where you're representing the Dodgers, where you're representing Dodgers Nation today. Give me those city zip codes, area codes. Let me know how you guys feel. Who is your player of the game? This is one of the toughest players of the game I can think of the year, because you got the clutch home run late for Will Smith, and then you have the 2 bombs, a 3-hit game for Chris Taylor, and he was fantastic, really carrying this Dodgers team. And then how about this Dodgers bullpen? 6 scoreless innings for this Dodger pen. Jimmy Nelson looked great, his first action since early July. Then Brusdar Graterol, he retired all 6 batters he faced. And then Phil Bickford got the job done. And then Joe Kelly. Hey, I want to see some saves for Joe Kelly. Got one today. I think it was his first save of the year. I want to see some Joe Kelly for closer trends popping up here. But let's do it, guys. Welcome to the show. We got Deborah Young repping from Florida's Space Coast. Represent. We got Joe Bennett from the 92804. Tina G-Man. Padres just traded for Frazier. They're trying to make it happen. Yes, they are. And look, anytime I see the Padres make a trade, I'm fine with it, because that is only going to make the Dodgers that much more aggressive. We'll talk about that in a second. It's my belief that the Dodgers still need to go all in on this year's team, because check this out. You have career years, the best year of their career for Max Muncy, for Chris Taylor. You have Justin Turner having an all-star year at age 36. You have all these guys that might not even be back next year. Chris Taylor's a free agent. Corey Seager's a free agent. Clayton Kershaw, I think he'll retire a Dodger no matter what, but how much longer can he be effective? The Dodgers need to treat this like it's an all-or-nothing season, because you don't know if you're going to get this core back, and this team, is it right in striking distance for best record in Major League Baseball? There's no one that the Dodgers right now are still favored to win the World Series. There's no juggernauts this year. Everyone's beatable in Major League Baseball. I think the Dodgers need to go all in. If it means trading away some top prospects, hey, I mean, you got to make some tough decisions out there. But look, all people remember is World Series titles. No one cares about division wins, about division titles, about NLCS appearances. Just look at today. We celebrated the 1981 World Series, right? We didn't celebrate the 1977 World Series appearance, right? We didn't celebrate that. It's all about winning World Series titles. Nobody cares about division titles. Nobody cares. Well, actually, the Padres probably would care, Padre fans. But when you have the standard that the Dodgers have set, it's World Series or bust. I need to see Andrew Friedman be aggressive, go big. Look, Bauer's done. He's not coming back. I don't care. Like you saw today in the LA Times. The LA Times reported that most of the Dodgers clubhouse doesn't want to see Trevor Bauer back. So I'm just basing on what I've seen. He's not coming back. The Dodgers need to make a move and get a frontline starter, and then they're going to be right in the driver's seat to winning back-to-back World Series titles. But let me know down below in the comments, who was your player of the game? Let's get into it. I missed today's game, Tina G-Man. We had CT3, player of the game. Bleeding Blue in the 756, representing Tijuana, Mexico, from Scott Wengel. Padres by their team. Oops, that's from Ben Kabucha over on YouTube. Kelly for closer. That's what I'm talking about, Demon Child. I think they need how about the bazooka from Joseph Magazzini at day one here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Yeah, I thought that was one of the big takeaways from today was how efficient and effective Brusdar Graterol was. He goes 2 innings, those 24 pitches, 19 first strikes, had 2 punch-outs. Again, he was inducing soft contact. He looked confident out there on the mound. You saw after he exited the game that Brusdar, I call him Bruce Star, that Bruce Star personality from the bazooka was starting to come out again, and that is a very encouraging development, as was Jimmy Nelson, who was also efficient, who came in the 5th inning. He goes an inning, gives up 1 hit, but 17 pitches, 12 for strikes, and 2 punch-outs. He's a guy that we really wanted to see how he would look post the MLB crackdown on foreign substances, but he looked great today, as did Phil Bickford, who picked up the win today. He goes an inning, gave up the hit, but a very efficient 11 pitches in his inning of work. And then Joe Kelly, look, one of the issues with Joe Kelly in his time with the Los Angeles Dodgers has been his inefficiency. It has been throwing out there, has his inability to command the strike zone, right? And today, 11 strikes, 11 pitches, 9 first strikes, goes an inning, gives up a hit, gives that 1 punch out. Now, hopefully it's nothing serious, awkward play there on that infield bunt, but hopefully it'll be okay. But Brusdar look great. Anaheim, we got Riverside, California, back up 2-1. I don't really know how much Roberts does, but considering if Kenley just gets a lucky save, even there are 3 games or more up on the Giants with all these injuries in this situation. I mean, that's just how you frame it, how you look at it. I mean, if it weren't for Kenley Jansen, I mean, look, Dave, this team with all these injuries, they could be 10 games back, if we're being completely honest right now. The Dodgers have had some hot streaks this year. They've had some slumps this year. But look, bottom line is right now they're 2 games back of the Giants in this division. I'm telling you that when the Dodgers get fully healthy, they've only had their full lineup with everyone 3 games this year. With all their stars going into this season, they've only had that lineup for 3 games this season. Now, Mookie Betts did they did place Mookie Betts on the IL today, so that's something that we're going to have to monitor. And hopefully, they're going to backdate it. Hopefully, he can get right as soon as possible. I think in the long run, you have to do that because Mookie Betts, for him to be effective, you need him to play like Mookie Betts. You need him to be a maniac to wreak havoc on the base pass. You need him to be covering ground in right field. You want him to try to be a menace there with the stick. So I think it was the right move to put him on the IL. Probably should have been done it earlier. But we got preach for Joseph D-Mac. Josiah Gray did pretty good. That's from Jay Cruz. I agree with that. We're going to get into Josiah Gray's outing in just a second, but it was his first big league start. Mash that heart button. Retweet the show for Josiah Gray. A dream come true. This is a guy who wasn't a highly touted prospect. Lemoyne, a D2 school in New York. He was a shortstop converted to a pitcher. Out there living the dream. I love how he wears number 41 because it's the closest number to Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. I think that's fantastic. This is a Josiah Gray household right here. I'm rooting for the kid. And when he worked his way out of the bases loaded jam, it felt very Walker Buehler-esque. They're getting the big punch outs, finding a way to just get out of that with no damage. He has to find a way to keep the ball in the yard more. You don't want to walk as many guys. I think he ended up with 4 walks today. Yeah, Josiah Gray ends up going 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 punch-outs, and 4 walks, 79 pitches, 47 for strikes. So you want to see him throw a little more, you want to see him be a little more efficient with commanding that strike zone, but you see the talent. You see him flashing there. You see this guy, some filthy curveball there. And once we already knew he had the fastball with the ride on it and that effective slider, but once he starts really feeling that curveball, this is going to be a pitcher that's going to be a number 2 or 3 pitcher in the Dodgers starting rotation one day. But we got 503 D-Mac. You heard Mookie Betts on the IL. I did hear that. We got glad the Dodgers got the win from Tina G-Man, Patrick Gagne, Will Smith, Dodgers Player of the Week. 2 great comebacks on home runs. Love the 3-run walk-off against the Giants last Tuesday night. Yeah, you guys know I'm the biggest, Will Smith. You guys tell me I look like Will Smith and this and that, but I'm telling you, man, Will Smith is such a clutch hitter. His hit tool, the way he can get that barrel on the ball, the way he's got a nose for the big moment. He knows that he's a guy that you want to see up there in the clutch moments. We saw that in Game 5 of the NLCS. We saw him getting walk-offs as soon as he was called up against the Phillies, against the Rockies. This is a guy that you want to see at the plate when the lights are brightest. He's the guy you want to go see up there. I'm telling you, Will Smith, he is legend. And today was another great example. No one wanted to see that game go into extra innings. The Dodgers 1-10 in extra innings games. No one wants to take a loss heading into an off day, going up to San Francisco. Honestly, that was one of the biggest home runs of the year. There's no question about it. And it's no surprise that it was Big Willie style to get it done. The Fresh Prince. This is just a great play. I'm telling you, Will Smith is a star. He's a guy that really was close to making an all-star team. If he stays at catcher, I think he'll definitely make multiple all-star teams in his career. If they change his position, I think that wherever he's going to be, it's what he does with the bat that makes him such an exciting player. And Will Smith, another big game today. And, it was just great to see. But, Will Smith, just look at his last 6 games, his last 6 games, 3 home runs. He's OPSing over 1,000. Every game is a must-win. That's from Lorenzo Rocha. Look, that's kind of how you have to view it. You have to go into every game trying to get that win. You're in a competitive division race with the Giants, the Padres. Of course, they just made that trade today. They're a team that is all in, and that's one thing. You can say what you want about the Padres, but they are all in, and I respect that. And if we're talking next week and the Dodgers haven't made any impact trades for a starter, I'm going to be very disappointed in Andrew Friedman in this team, and I'm going to look at it as a potentially missed opportunity based on how this season ends, because I'm telling you, the Padres, they are going for it. I mean, you sign Adam Frazier. This guy's a hit machine. He's going to help that team. And the Dodgers, they need to find a way to make some moves as well. But Blue Heaven from the 713 Missouri City, CT3, that's your player of the game. CT3 put the team on his back. Go all in on Max and 2 more pitchers, so 2 starters and 1 reliever. Let me ask you that. Yes or no, do the Dodgers need to go big at the trade deadline, and is it for a starter? I think it's a no-brainer. We saw from Joe Kelly today. We've heard the rumors about Ian Kennedy. Go on our YouTube channel. I'm posting all day, every day about the MLB trade rumors. So if you haven't subscribed to that, go to youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. We heard the rumor about Ian Kennedy, and that would be nice, but I think the Dodgers would be well served to make a move for a big starting rotation piece. But Chris Taylor, Joe Kelly for closer. All right, let's start that movement, man. Hey, how about we just closer by committee? How about we keep guys fresh? How about we play the matchups? Bazooka in the 8th, Kelly in the 9th. Moose 1032. Kelly just injured himself too. I hope it's not a serious injury. Yeah, mash that like button for Joe Kelly. Hopefully it's not a serious injury. Why would they trade their top prospects for rental? Doesn't make sense. I'm not saying top prospects. I'm saying that, look, if you have to make a move for maybe someone who has under a little more team control, like a Barrios or a Castillo type, or look, if it's a Max Scherzer, and I don't think the Max Scherzer thing is going to happen based on the talk that he wants to sign an extension. I don't see the Dodgers giving him more than a 2-3 year extension at age 37. You know that wasn't in their plans. But if that's not the case, look, man, would you rather have a prospect in 2 years and be on a first-place team that doesn't contend for a World Series title when some of these players walk? You got to go year to year. If you're hot, if you have a chance to win it, you got to go all in. Stability, to me, I think that you can always maintain stability if you're the Dodgers. We've seen them rebuild this farm system. They have the resources to make free agent pickups. They have all the money in the world. This isn't a team that you want that stability, but at the same time, you want to win World Series titles. And I'll tell you that the Dodgers should have won more than 7 World Series titles in their franchise's history, and they'll be the first one to tell you that. I've talked to people in the organization that have said that. So, look, I mean, that's just the reality. And and this is a prime example of a year where the Dodgers, despite all the adversity, despite all the injuries, despite all the off-the-field drama, I mean, what team can overcome making a pitcher the highest-paid pitcher in the game for a single-season contract? That pitcher's most likely, by all accounts from the experts on the matter, is going to be done for the year, and they can still be in contention. I mean, that's how unique this franchise is. But, hey, man, I thank my lucky stars every day that I was born a Dodger fan. So, that would end most franchises. Do you think Chris's back is hurting? I was actually just saying that hopefully that Chris Taylor doesn't go on the IL because he's had this team on his back all season. I think that's one thing that makes him so impressive. He's played in 96 of the 101 games for the Dodgers this year. It's his dependability, it's his productivity, it's his versatility that makes him a must re-sign player. He's an indispensable part of this Dodgers lineup. Fans love him. You guys love him. The Mariners, they're kicking themselves every day that they lost them, Chris Taylor. But not trading for Buxton, LOL, Freezy. I mean, that's a good transition. I love Byron Buxton. He's one of my favorite players to watch. He plays center field with reckless abandon out there. I love it. It's fearless. But I have issues with investing in players. I mean, I'm thinking Byron Buxton is a player that, if fully healthy, you'd be talking upwards of $200+ million. But there's so many question marks with his health. But hey, 93635 here. Tammy, Padres got Frazier. Freeman's got to do something, because if the Padres get Mad Max 2, it's over. Bolt Diaries, that's a really good point right there, because there's going to be teams out there, possibly the Phillies, possibly the Astros. Who knows? Maybe the Giants can go crazy. The Padres can go crazy and make a Max Scherzer trade. And I think that signals the Frazier trade is another reminder that the Padres are all in on trying to overtake the Dodgers in the division, and now the Giants at this point, and trying to make a run at that World Series title. So you can say what you want, but I respect how aggressive Preller is. I mean, he did the Order 66 in the offseason to try to make some big moves, and they still, like Joe Davis said, they still really haven't caught a big-time hot streak this year. And there's so much talent on that team that at some point you got to believe they're going to put a streak together. But Chris Moreno, we have 5 days to make something happen before the trade deadline. Joe Bennett, Doug, do you think we can consign Max to the Dodgers for another good arm? I mean, look, in theory, who wouldn't want Max Scherzer? Man, I want a Ferrari and a mansion in Malibu. But is it going to happen? I think that, like I said, I still look. There was Scott Boras pushed back on the idea that he was going to require an extension to a team that he would approve a trade to. Because remember, he has those 10-5 rights. He's a guy that has 10 years of service time. He's been with his team for 5 years. He can veto any trade he wants, and the only issue is, will he only accept a trade to a team that's willing to offer him an extension? And to me, that could possibly be a non-starter for the Dodgers. It's just not a contract. That's not generally what Andrew Friedman does. He likes to maintain that payroll flexibility. I don't think the Dodgers want to get older when it comes to their starting pitching. So really, unless it's a half-year rental, I just don't see them signing on Max Scherzer. It's my own personal opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I just don't see that happening. But the encouraging thing is I haven't seen Jeff Passan, Ken Rosenthal, John Heyman, John Morosi, any of the insiders report that is a fact at this point in time. So I guess the good thing to look at, he was scratched from the start yesterday with that tricep injury against the Orioles. So he didn't make the start yesterday. I don't think that was a situation where they were pulling him from the game because they had a trade in the works. I do think that, they want to he actually has an ERA over 6 in the month of July. He got roughed up by the Padres a few times, but he leads the league in K percentage. He's a guy that is a dog in the postseason. And, if it's possible, I think the Dodgers are definitely going to get involved in trade talks with him, hopefully, if he's willing to accept a trade without that. We got D-Mac. Should the Dodgers? We got Will Smith is a vibe. Absolutely. Let's go Dodgers to that one. Rather watch D-Mac than David Vassay. Hey, man, David Vassay is the man. Shout out to David Vassay, AM 570. But thanks, man. I appreciate you rocking with us here. You're the man, Mr. Music. I love that name, too. Frazier leads MLB in hits. That's what I was saying. Robert Rocha, he is a hit machine. Own them from third place, backup T1. D-Matt, we got CT3, Joe Kelly, setup man, Trinan closer. Yeah, I can't forget about Blake Trinan. Chris Moreno, we have 5 days to make something happen. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go down here. LFGB, Big Doug. What up, Michael Little? What, haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing okay. Thanks for rocking with us here. After the Dodgers get the big win, they take the series against the Rockies. Hopefully, the big story today, of course, Mookie Betts going on the IL, will be eligible to be activated on August 1st. So he is going to be out for this entire series against the Giants, then the series against the Diamondbacks. So hopefully we get Corey Seager back, and hopefully Cody Bellinger's hamstring gets better, and we don't have to worry about that. But, Daniel, yes, you are speaking my language, closer by committee. And kind of, I've been beating that closer by committee drum for a long time because this is an organization that's steeped in analytics. This is an organization that's obsessed with playing the matchups. You hear Dave Roberts, I like the matchup. I like the matchup there. I like the matchup there. Well, then play the matchups when it comes to getting the final 3 outs of the game. But I'm with you on that one. Mix it up, man. I think you take the pressure off of Kenley Jansen. I think that when you do that, you might get a more effective Kenley Jansen because he knows when he's in there, he's hopefully going to be a little more rested, not going to be used on as many back-to-back games. They've used him 9 different times this year on back-to-back games, and we know he's more effective the more rest he gets. And I think that, look, he's a guy that just wants to embrace a role, probably wants another contract. So, look, can you imagine if Kenley had made the All-Star team and he finished this year strong, he could probably get himself another, $20 million, $30 million payday, or maybe if he goes, a couple one-year deals, maybe even, $8, $9, $10, $11 million per season. So don't kid yourself. The contract situation is always impacting their performance on the field. I don't care what any player says. Andrew, the Dodgers are the most injured team in baseball. Look, it almost reminds me of the Yankees in 2019 when they had everyone on the injured list off and on. And to me, you can look at this 2 ways. You can look at it, one, the positive, Michelada half full take, is that despite all these injuries, they're only 2 games back in the division. And then 2, there's no real season enders. Save for Dustin May, there are injuries that we're going to get these guys back with enough time to get hot and get a rhythm before the postseason. Hopefully Seager very shortly here. Hopefully Mookie Betts by August 1st. Hopefully Joe Kelly is not seriously injured and doesn't have to miss any time. And then you got, look, A.J. Pollock got a little nicked up. You always kind of worry about A.J. Pollock. But for the most part, like I said, we're going to get these guys back and have the majority of our roster from the opening day roster intact when it matters most, and that is in October. If Bauer isn't charged or prosecuted, does he come back to the team? I would say no, because Major League Baseball if you look at it, and this is just based solely on the facts of how Major League Baseball has handled these situations, and I think that, and based on every expert that I've read from The Athletic, from the LA Times, all of them unequivocally think that his season is over with the Dodgers, and that's not even my opinion. That's just the opinion of the experts that have been covering this case and how Major League Baseball has handled similar situations. So, and look, you saw in the LA Times today, Mike DiGiovanni said most of the clubhouse doesn't want him back, and you saw how the organization has handled this situation. So, like I said, I'm not even trying to give my opinion on anything. I'm just trying to really just look at the facts here and just try to not waste any time speculating on things that, one, I don't have inside information on, 2, I don't know things that actually happen and transpire in those situations. I'm just going based on what the experts have said in this situation, and the likelihood of him pitching again this season with the Dodgers, I would say, are very slim based on what all the experts are saying in this matter. Trade Seager, I mean, no. I don't think you would really get a massive haul for him. I just don't think. Like, the Dodgers tried to extend Seager before this season. The Dodgers, I do think, still have him as a part of their long-term plan. So I don't see that happening. Look, man, how could you want to trade a guy that went crazy in the postseason last year? I mean, without Corey Seager, there is no World Series title. That's just a fact. And, I mean, who's to say that he won't come back and go on a tear like he did last year? I mean, that was one of the most epic, all-time legendary. He went into God mode in the postseason last year. I mean, last year in the postseason, he had a 943 OPS. He hit 307 in the postseason last year. And, yeah, he was just ridiculous. I mean, it was just insane what he was able to do in the postseason. 15 bombs, man. I mean, like, this is a guy that, last year in the regular season, and in the postseason, he was just on another level. An 1171 OPS for Corey Seager. I mean, he was just fantastic. 8 home runs. I mean, he's a guy that could easily find another hot streak, and I just think that he's a guy, of course, you can't trade. I mean, the guy was 22 hits in 67 at-bats, hit 328 last year for the Dodgers, won the NLCS and World Series MVP. I'm hopeful that he can come back and find that magic once again. But Chris Taylor is a machine. That's from Steve Horn. We got keep Matt Beatty. Bazooka looks good, too. We got the Padres are about to get Max. Don't trade Corey, period. Do we know when Seager's coming back? Yo, D-Mac. What up, Anthony Keene? How you doing, my man? We got Danny Cortez. The only way Bauer ever plays again if he was completely set up, and then maybe, but I doubt it. Re-sign Corey. Backup. Okay. Max Scherzer just got traded to L.A. I really hope you're just trolling me, but I don't know. You guys trolling me? We got Bazooka just got hit around. Shoeless Joe was banned from baseball for a World Series. He hit 375 in. Seager only hit 307 and was MVP. That's from King Yellow Man. We got Taylor is don't trade Corey, period. We got keep Seager. If Bauer doesn't come back, what's up with his contract? That gets complicated. I'll probably do some videos on that. I mean, I don't want to jump the gun on that though. So we got perhaps one more starter and reliever. Yeah, what do you guys think the Dodgers need to go all in for the trade deadline on? Is this starting pitcher? Do you want to see him add another impact bat? Do you think they should go for a Kimbrel type, a Kennedy type, another impact reliever? Let me know down below in the comments section. I'm gonna assume you guys are just joking about the CT3 thing, but here we go. Let's go to. All right, let's see. Seager is brittle. Yeah, I mean, I do have injury concerns with Corey Seager. No question about it. Let's go down. There you go. Dodgers going to get Davies and Tepera. Bullpen the last few games says it all. We need a hot starter or two. As from Deborah Young. Bring back Dick Mountain, Joey Santana. Yeah, how did he do today, by the way? Is CT3 a must re-sign now, Anthony Keene? I mean, definitely I would say, like I said, I mean, he's only 30 years old. I love his dependability. This year, he's having the best year of his career across the board. If you look at his numbers, his career high for home runs was 21 set in 2017. And you see now, this guy is just he's just on another level. So I don't know if I would call him a must re-sign. I mean, I would say yes, he's a must re-sign, but I do think you don't want to just give him a blank check. Is kind of, if there's a desperate franchise out there that's willing to go absolutely bonkers on him. I mean, I don't know if that's, the Dodgers. Yeah, you have to also remember that he's a utility player. He's not a guy that is going to be starting at one position on the diamond, but he's so valuable to this team. To me, look, 5 years, $60, $70, $80 million. Hey, I would definitely be in on that for sure. Anthony Keene, they need a starter, a bat, and a reliever, but if you can get only one, starting pitching wins rings. No question about it, Anthony Keene. You know where I stand on that. Impact starters all day, every day. Look, you'll never have enough starting pitching, and that is like the ultimate currency when it comes to Major League Baseball. You can never have enough money, never have enough starting pitching, and this year, and kind of I think that Friedman basically told us that in the offseason because they already had everyone they had from Bauer from Buehler to Kershaw to Urias to May to Gonsolin to Price, and then they still went out and made the move for Trevor Bauer. So they wanted that guy that can eat up innings and kind of take the pressure off this rotation. So to me, I still think that is where their efforts are going to lie. You saw Mark Feinsand say today that the Giants and the Dodgers are interested in the Royals pitcher Danny Duffy, and I did a video on Duffy a few weeks ago. Who do I think is the most likely that we get, Doug? Brian, that's a tough one for me because, I mean, to me, a Duffy sounds someone of that ilk. I mean, the Barrios is going to be under one more year of team control. We haven't heard too much about him as far as real substantial rumors. The Scherzer thing, I haven't heard any rumors that the Dodgers have been linked to Scherzer. You've heard that the Astros are interested in trading for him. So we're going to let these rumors continue to percolate and see if anything comes up. But I do think that the Dodgers are going to swing a trade for a starting pitcher. I think there's no question about that. Will they sign a starting pitcher? And the thing about Duffy, too, is he's injured, too. So it's like, I mean, when will he be ready? He's been dealing with that flexor strain. I mean, left arm inflammation is never good. Lux is trash. We hope they can pick up some good pitching. The Dodgers also need a new closer. Trade Bellinger and a prospect for Aaron Judge. No, thank you on that one. I mean, Aaron Judge, the Yankees are never going to sell it. They will not trade Aaron Judge. He's too valuable to them he's one of their most popular players. No Duffy. He'll get hit around in the postseason. We got Belly's contract only allows him to be traded to a state with weed. Blue Magic, you're killing me, man. I have to get you one of these. Bruh. Get Chapman. No, Chapman's been terrible, man. He's been absolutely horrific. I think he has an ERA plus of just over 100. He almost blew it yesterday against the Red Sox. He's had a rough go of it. No sticky Chapman. No, thank you. Craig Osterberg. Will Smith needs to learn another position in the offseason so we have his bat in the order every day. Craig Osterberg, I've been saying that for a minute. I mean, look, he's a guy who has played some corner outfit. He's played some third base, and he has the arm for it. I ultimately want to see him there. See ya, D-Mac. I'll give you another one. Blue Magic always killing it. I'll give you one of these. Let's go, Blue Magic. So are we going back to the World Series, David? I mean, I feel okay about it. Let's get into this game, though. So top of the first, elite. So I'm going to talk about Josiah Gray a little bit here, and then we'll get back to all your questions. If you haven't yet, head over to gearup.la, get merched up. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. I'm posting about the trade rumors and stuff pretty much all day, every day. Top of the first, so a leadoff walk to Tapia. And that was the thing with Josiah Gray. Didn't have his best command early on. He in this game, and particularly that fastball. So leadoff walk to Tapia, then he steals second, and then Rogers grounds to third. Tapia advanced to third on the play, and for the first out, then he strikes out Blackman swinging with a curveball, and that's what I really like to see today. Him be effective and get that swing and miss, get those punchies with that Uncle Charlie, and then Trevor Story. You guys keep saying in the comments, man. Trevor Story singled to center to score Tapia, making it 1-0 Rockies. And this time, another curveball. This one just kind of hung up there at the top of the zone. Story banged it into center for a single, and that helped the Rockies strike first blood. It was 1-0 Colorado. And then they get Story in a pickle for the third out. So an early lead for the Rockies. And then bottom of the first inning on a 1-2 count, Chris Taylor hits a leadoff home run, his 15th of the year. He just dug out a slider at the bottom of the zone, hit it out. A little piss missile there by Chris Taylor, tied things up at 1, and hit those likes. Yeah, definitely. Go blue. Kelly's awesome. Roy Estrada. We got need more starters, no more bullpen games. Anthony Keene, JoJo Gray getting out of that jam was super impressive. Yeah, absolutely, Anthony Keene. Fire takes. Give me your grades for Josiah Gray today. On a scale of A through F, you can throw in pluses or minuses. I want your grades for JoJo Gray down below in the comment section. Get Scherzer, then Kimbrel or Hader from Deborah Young. You're trying to go big, Deborah Young. I respect that. I like that. You know how I get down. And got that. You want them YOLO trades. Chris Bryant is a Dodger-type player that will make everyone forget Kike and Jock. He's versatile to say the least. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first, third, corner outfield. He's had a really nice bounce back year. We got B- from Sick Exams. We got a CT3 MVP. Ms. Ray Martinez over on YouTube, a B-. Backup T1. Cedric is a chill dude. Would be cool if he definitely isn't traded for a while. Backup B only because he's a rookie. C- if he wasn't. Gray B+. Yeah, considering it was his first big league start, you want to definitely put that into perspective there. A B for Deborah Young. We got give him a 6 out of 10. A B- from Patrick Gagne. So top of the second, Crone lines to center for the first out. Let me get some water. Then first pitch to Diaz, he hits it out. Not the worst pitch, a fastball low and in. He just caught a little too much of the plate there, kind of bled in on him. And that put the Rockies back on top 2-1. And he bounced back nicely there. Anthony Keene just mentioned how he bounced back during this game. And I think that was really a theme for his outing. He bounced back to strike out Hilliard swinging on a fastball at the top of the zone for the second out, and then he gets Fuentes to ground out for the third out. So, yes, he served up some bombs, and like he said on Sportsnet LA, that he is a fly ball pitcher, and that is going to happen to him. He's going to have to adjust to that and find a way to keep it in the yard, but thankfully, they were solo shots. So, early on, he didn't have those walks that really hurt him, and then you jump to the top of the third. So, he strikes out Gray for the first out. He gets Tapia to line to center for the second out, and then he gives up a single to Rogers, and then he gets Blackman to ground to second for the third out. So a pretty quick inning there. Gave up the single to Rogers, but a nice inning, got the pitch count lower there. Then jumped to the top of the fourth. Gray strikes out. Story swinging for the first out. Walks Crone, had him at 2-2, then missed with a curveball and the fastball. Same thing with Diaz. Had him at 2-2, then missed with the fastball and the curveball to walk him. So back-to-back walks after striking out Story, and then the runners advance on a wild pitch to Hilliard to give the Rockies runners on second and third with one out. That's when I started to get nervous. I'm like, oh no, I don't want this guy to get chased in his first big league start. But this is what happened. They intentionally walk Hilliard to load the bases, and then he strikes out Fuentes on 3 straight pitches. He goes with a fastball to punch him out for the second out, and then he strikes out Gray for his 6th punch out of the day. That gets himself out of the bases loaded jam. So a nice job there, walking that tightrope. He finds a way to get out there with no damage done. Like I said, I call him the Josiah Gray, not the AAA Gray, the Josiah Gray. And it was nice to see him go out there and keep that damage to 0. And the thing is, too, no hits that inning. It was the walks. It was the wild pitch, but he still found a way to work his way out of it. Like I said, it felt very Walker Buehler-esque. I've heard the comparisons. My friend Tim Rogers, the Dodgers prospect guru, named him as a potential comparison to him. So you saw that, too. He's very cool under pressure. Even when he makes mistakes, even when he gives up home runs, you don't see him wearing that on his face. You don't see it change his attitude or his demeanor, and that's something that really stands out when it comes to young players in this league. But we got the Padres got Frazier. Dodgers need to buy a bat. That's from Jimmy Lozano over on YouTube. We got Steve. We don't need Kimbrel. He'd be a luxury. Bryant and Max is all we need. Reliever is great. Yeah, I'm really interested to see where Chris Bryant's going to go. I really am. It's going to be an exciting week, guys. I mean, it's going to be big. I mean, it's like, honestly, it's like Christmas for me. And for you guys, too. I know it. David Morales, happy Max Muncy is coming back Tuesday. Yeah, happy. Yeah, Dad strength activated Max Muncy. He's going to get funky. I mean, come on, against the Giants. Jeez. They were probably hoping that that he gave birth this following week, so they would have to miss him because we all know that he's the proud papa of the San Francisco Giants. But we got they literally have two in the rotation. The manager, okay, IB Strokin, all hail the mighty Dan Jose Califas, a.k.a. Joe Kelly, looked real good with the save. My man, IB Strokin, you be hooking up with $5, so I really appreciate that. Joseph Kelly, man, Joseph William Kelly Jr., the Mr. Mariachi himself, Jose Kelly. You love to see it. Dougie Dodgers in 4, Dodgers fan in Philly. I love LA. That's from Billy Allen over on YouTube. We got Alexis Meza over on YouTube. Zach Plesac would be a pretty good pickup for the Dodgers. I don't know how serious the Guardians. That's the first time that's ever happened to me, and it didn't feel that weird. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's already kind of clicking. The Guardians are right now. Also, Chris Bryant would be a great pickup for the right-handed bat and utility guy. Zach Plesac is a guy. I mean, look. I mean, the Indians could really be. Or sorry, the Guardians. Well, I guess the Indians now, they're going to be the Guardians starting next season. But let's just start the transition already and call them the Guardians from here on out. There was some talk today that Jose Ramirez could be available. So looks like they are going to be sellers. So that is a team that you're going to want to keep your eye on as far as poaching some of their talent to see if the Dodgers could swing a deal with them. And just for fun, do you guys like the name the Guardians? Me personally, I know that it wasn't the same franchise, but there was a team called the Cleveland Spiders. I know it kind of sounds like a little like childish or something, but I think I would have liked the Cleveland Spiders. I think it would have been I really think they should have gone with the Cleveland Spiders because there's not going to be any professional franchise out there. They're going to be the Spiders. The Guardians is kind of cool. The only issue I have with it is, I mean, what the logo is what? I mean, what is a Guardian? It's a big statue of a bridge that guards the traffic? I don't know. Anyway, I do like the fact that I think it was John Boy that pointed out that it's like Indians, Guardians, like the last part of it is the same. But I'm telling you, I think I would have gone with the Spiders. I think the Cleveland Rockers. Not the Rockers. To me, it would have been the Spiders. Just go easy with it. Because obviously the Rockies and the Rockers, and I get it. A little too on the nose. But is Joe Kelly okay? He looked hurt out on that bench. If you guys can give me any info on that, I appreciate that. I'm to find out. I like this from Craig Osterberg. 40 Shades of Gray for Josiah Gray today. We have to start giving Bigford props. Yeah, way to go. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm just spitting facts. But the Guardians is a horrible baseball name. The Guardians of the Galaxy. There we go. Guardians is 4 out of 10. Yeah, what do you give it out of 10? Doug, do you think Bellinger will end his career as a Dodger? Brian Alex. That's a really good question. I do think that, look, I mean, we've seen so many really, really good moments for Cody Bellinger. I do think that he's a guy that you don't want to let him MVP slip away. I think that he's a part of the Dodgers' plans in the future. He's a guy that you've heard the whispers because of his dad and his career with the Yankees that maybe he's a guy that would go to New York. But I do think that, look, I mean, we'll see how it goes. It's still kind of premature, and we kind of want to see what he is. Is he going to be a player that's going to be injury-prone, or is he going to start playing like MVP-caliber All-Star Joe Kelly? But Guardians Barf, how haven't the Braves changed their name? I would have went with the Spiders. Thank you, Anthony Keene. You're on that Spiders train, too. I don't dislike the name Guardians. Cleveland Crusaders from Craig Osterberg. That's very interesting there. We got the Guardians, yeah. But we have to start getting Bigford procs from Steve Elise. Yeah, I mean, I think that look, I mean, Phil Bigford has really came in. I don't think anyone could have predicted that that Phil Bigford would that Phil Bigford would do what he did, and he's just one of those great reclamation projects that has worked out. Now they're not all going to work out. I mean, Nate Jones didn't work out, but Phil Bigford, he gave up the 2 hits on Friday. He hasn't been perfect, but yeah, I mean, in the month of July, a 4 ERA, spectacular in June, had a 2.31 ERA. I'm giving him a lot of props. I think the Dodgers have kind of simplified his approach out there, and he's doing a lot to contribute to this team. But the movie Guardians, probably an owl or a hawk. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, like I said, Guardians, all the lefts can hurt. They're definitely okay. Cleveland Crusaders, 8 out of 10. The Guardians, the Spiders sounds too Halloween. That's probably true too. It does kind of sound Halloweeny. I don't know. The Browns, we got Kent, we got Cleveland. Okay. Colonizer, yep. Bigford has been a blessing. Bigford has been hitting it. I would have gone with the Cleveland Indios. I was rooting for the Cleveland Blues, one of their original names, Blues versus Reds, cross Ohio rivalry. That'd be kind of cool. Never thought of it like that. Brian Patrick. Nate Jones wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, but my point is, like, he's just not a guy that's stuck like they were hoping he would. Did Kelly get hurt? It looked like he was hobbled there at the end, so we have to find out about that. But top of the 5th inning, Tapia reached on an infield single, and then this is with Jimmy Nelson in the game. Then he strikes out Rogers with a fastball for the first out. Then Tapia steals second. Then he gets Blackman to fly to center for the second out. And then with the runner in scoring position, Jimmy Nelson gets Story swing with a curveball to get out of the inning. So nice to see Jimmy Nelson, his first game since July 6th, in there, and he was effective. That's going to go a long way into helping this Dodgers bullpen. Good job, D-Mac. What up, Dodgers? Chavez Ravine. Read my comment, Kevin Dodgers. What was your comment? I didn't see it. Here we go. What do you think of Gray, Bigford, Stimmy Nelson? Yeah, Robert Brown. The Guardians, terrible name from Candy Gordon. She's not feeling it. Although we got the Dodgers should trade for Joe. Sorry, it was a hamstring. For Kelly. Let's see. Do you play MLB The Show? I do. It's Anthony Key, my man. D-Mac, Joe Kelly tweaked his hammy. Okay, well, that hamstring has caused us issues this year. So hopefully it's not going to be an IL stint. I'm hoping it's day-to-day. Thankfully, we have that day off tomorrow before the Giants series. But 1981 Bert Hooton, the Cleveland Blue Sox. I'm just kidding, man. Oh, my bad. I just didn't see it. I knew that. I mean, I try to read. Look, the thing about this show, we can agree or disagree. I respect all of you guys' opinions out there. We don't have to agree on everything. So that's kind of the beauty of this show, is I take questions from people or from point of views that I don't necessarily agree with, but I fully respect your opinion. This isn't a talk radio show where they basically filter the calls and they know the call beforehand. This is kind of all just live and kind of raw, kind of like real internet style. So I think the Dodgers will make 0 trades. So do you guys all think, anyone else think that? Andrew DeVore, you never know. I mean, we saw last year, we thought they were going to get Lance Lynn, or there's going to be a chance they would pick up Lance Lynn. They ended up not getting. We saw the year before that, 2019, we thought the Dodgers might get Felipe Vasquez. Well, boy, oh boy, did they dodge a bullet. So sometimes you'll see the Machados, the Yu Darvishes, but sometimes, it hasn't been every year has been a big blockbuster deal. So it's definitely a possibility. Mr. Number 1, ST Cat, we need to get revenge on the G-Nats. Absolutely. Let's go Dodgers to that one, my man. Dodgers will get Kyle Gibson. That's from Pound for Pound. What's up, Pound for Pound? How you doing, man? Ray Barsimian, the trio of Trinan, Kelly, and Jansen has been solid the last 2 games. It has. LA Boy 0329. Hey, bro, do you think about the Dodgers in the lineups, and do you think they trade Kenley Jansen, and do you think they're going to be new players next season in 2022? That's a really good question. I do think there's a possibility of a lot of turnover for next season with all the free agents, and hopefully the Dodgers find a way to keep most of these guys, and hopefully it makes a lot of sense with, I'll tell you right now, Clayton Kershaw will not be pitching in another uniform. When Clayton Kershaw is done, it's because he retired as a Dodger. You heard some whispers in the offseason last year that he was considering it, and then they had the story that came out, and he refuted it and said, I want to pitch beyond 2021. So who knows what's going to happen with that. But I do think when it comes to Kenley Jansen, he's not going to get traded this year. Definitely not. I mean, last year of his contract, I mean, what really would he get in return that would help this current team? I think the best way for Kenley Jansen is to try to optimize what he has now. Put him in spots where he can succeed. Don't overuse him. Don't just blindly give him the ball every ninth inning. And he can find a way to get some key, to pitch some key innings for this team because we're going to need guys to come. I'm really excited about what I saw today with Brusdar Graterol and Jimmy Nelson and Joe Kelly out there. I really am. IB Strokin is telling like it is. Where's that? We got Moose 1032. What up, man? How's it going? We got Cleveland Kangaroos from A-Goat. We will make a trade for a pitcher. We need a trade, not splashy, but a good piece from Robert. That's from we got I don't think they'll make a trade either. Anthony Keene. I think they make a trade, but I can see how the market may want to bleed us dry. Yeah, I mean, we're the Dodgers, right? This is the franchise that has been, they've been contenders since 2016, really, when it comes to World Series contenders, even though they didn't make it to the World Series that year, but they've been in the mix. 2019, of course, they got upset, but they still had an epic regular season. So, yeah, no one wants to help the Dodgers. They don't want to do them any favors, and also they know that the Dodgers need starting pitching help. They're going to want to try to get the Dodgers to overpay, and you know that Andrew Friedman doesn't want to get fleeced. He does the fleecing himself, but Kershaw is only 32. Yeah, he's only 32, but just look at those innings, man. 189 postseason innings. He's a guy that you've seen a precipitous decline in his velocity, and I just know that, to me, I think that Clayton Kershaw is more of a Kobe Bryant type. A guy that wants to go out, if he's not, he doesn't want to be a role player, basically. He's not a Vince Carter who wants to stay in there and just be a part of the team. That's just my opinion. I think that he's going to be a guy that wants to go out there. Look, he's a legend. He doesn't need to pitch another game. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, the pitcher of his generation. And to me, I still think he's a 2017 World Series MVP. So we'll see what happens. I hope that, to me, personally, I hope Kershaw signs a 2-year contract with the Dodgers. That's my personal goal, a 2-year. Maybe 2 years, $50 million, or just as a work past due contract, something along those lines. He can be a mentor to some younger pitchers. But when you see, with pitchers, it's not always about the age; it's about the mileage on the arm, and you can really gauge that by how many innings they pitch. So, you remember all those short-term rest outings back, against the Cardinals, against the Mets. I mean, like, when he was in his prime, they were just kind of really using and abusing Clayton Kershaw any chance they could get. And he's such a competitor. You want to go out there and pitch, but those take their tolls. I mean, one of those postseason games is honestly 3 or 4 regular season games. So we'll see. I mean, we'll just see. I mean, to me, the man doesn't need to pitch again for him to be an all-time great. To me, he's right up there with some of the greatest pitchers in the history of the game. So. But yeah, if you look at currently Clayton Kershaw, so when it comes to active pitchers, John Lester has pitched 2,674 innings. The next most is Scherzer at 2,462 and a third. Then Irvin Santana at 2,461. Then Clayton Kershaw at 2,439 and a third. I think Verlander's got to be in here somewhere. I'm assuming that Verlander's in here, right? I bet you he's the most. Where's Verlander at? I don't know. Yeah, there you go. So Verlander's actually the most, ahead of John Lester. And then you got Greinke. So Greinke, 129th all-time at 3,059 and two-thirds innings. Then Verlander at 2,988 innings. So we're talking about, 4 or 5 pitchers there that have thrown, upwards of, 2,500 to 3,000 innings. So we got Cleveland. Oh, my man. Price was talking about DeGrom pound for pound. Oh, my goodness. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Kershaw will be fresh for the second half of the season. That is my hope. Let's get back into this game a little bit. So then the bottom of the 5th, Sheldon Noisy, he struck out. Then Chris Taylor hits a hanging breaking ball out to tie things up at 2. His 16th bomb of the season. Like I said, his career high is 21 that he hit back in 2017. He already has 16 right here. And then in 101 games. So then McKinney walked, and then Turner lined to left, and Smith flied to left. But the Dodgers tied up in that inning. Then top of the 6th, Brusdar Graterol, he strikes out Cron with a 2-seamer, gets Diaz to ground to pitcher for the second out. Then he gets Hilliard to ground to short for the third out. So 1-2-3 inning on 9 pitches for Brusdar. And then the bottom of the 6th, nothing for the Dodgers. Jump to the top of the 7th. Brusdar gets Fuentes to ground out and to catcher, or, a little number right in front of the catcher. He throws him out. Then he struck out Joe on 3 pitches. Got him with the slider there. So that's something you always want to look at. How effective is he getting that swing and miss with his slide piece? And he gets Tapia to ground out for the third out. So nicely done by the Bazooka. And then we got bottom of the 7th. Dodgers did have a little opportunity. They get a 2-out single by Chris Taylor, his 3rd hit of the day. But then McKinney hit one hard, but right to first base. So nothing doing in the bottom of the 7th inning. Then in the top of the 8th, Rogers cranks a leadoff single to right. Blackman pops to second for the first out. Bigford gets Story to ground into the 6-4-3 double play. So that was one of the big key sequences of this game. Bigford getting Story to ground into that 6-4-3 double play right there with the runner on late in games. And then bottom of the 8th, Justin Turner, he grounds out for the first out. And then first pitch, Will Smith, he crushes a 97-mile-per-hour fastball over the wall in center field to give the Dodgers a 3-2 lead in the 8th. Big home run there by Will Smith. And then Joe Kelly comes in, like we talked about. He gets it done there in the 9th inning. But, yep, guys, thanks as always for rocking with us here after the Dodgers win. They win the series against the Rockies. They win today 3-2. Their record improves to 61-40 on the year, just 2 games back of the Giants before this huge series coming up against San Francisco. You guys are going to be glued to the TV. You got Urias going against Webb in Game 1, Buehler versus DeSclafani in Game 2, and then David Price versus Johnny Cueto in Game 3. So hopefully the Dodgers take 2 of 3. Hopefully they take all 3, but hopefully they don't get swept and just win 1 of 3. So before we leave here, guys, I want your predictions for the Giants series. How many games will the Dodgers win? 1, 2, or 3? Let me know down below. We got IB Strokin. What up, IB Strokin? Gonna be a great series. We got Duffy. We got 1981 Dodgers look great. The Big Blue Crew. Osterberg's been down for a long time with your boys in blue. Anthony Keene, I want to see what ATL does. Jock has been huge for them, and I respect how they doubled down for new. Yeah, I mean, Anthony Keene, I can't say that enough. I really like how all these teams out there are going for it. Bro, we're in trouble. Okay, you guys get me nervous. Win 2 from Craig Osterberg. Alex Duran. All right, you feeling it, baby. Doyers win 3. I would love that. Mr. One Cat, we got to sweep them a 3rd time. That's what I'm talking about. They got to get the series, bro. Giants fans are insufferable. We got my man over here, Steven Kaplan, sweep. We got limped across today. Dodgers 2, Giants 1. So you got 2 of 3. We did it earlier this year up there from Ray Barsimian. Great points. It's not like we haven't shown we can go up there and take care of business. It's just, to me, the big question is, will they win if they roll out a lineup similar to what we've seen in the last 2 days? I mean, I think that hopefully we get some guys back. Win 2, have a great night, D-Mac. Thanks, Doomsow. We got B from Diana Schroeder. How you doing, Diane Schroeder? My bad, Diane. I don't know why I call you Diana, but Diane Schroeder, welcome to the show. Always rocking with us. Bring out the brooms from Deborah Young. We got Go Dodgers cheering from San Diego. Sweep SF. Sweep them send runners. We got I-1-3. We got Cueto is tough on the Dodgers from Roy Estrada. He has had a success. Great point. That's tough. I think the Dodgers are going to win 2 out of 3. I think they'll win 2 out of 3. They'll cut that deficit to 1, and then they got the Diamondbacks. So hopefully by next week, we'll find ourselves back into first place for the first time since April 28th. That's how long it has been. But Alex Duran, I'll keep going, baby. And we will sweep the Astros as we are the mighty champion Doyers. That's what I'm talking. Alex Duran bringing these winning vibes. That's what I'm talking about, man. I hope you're right. But yeah, thanks again, guys. As always, you guys are the best fans in the game, rocking with us here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. You can follow me, Anthony Keene, I won 3, but we got to get 2. So what's it going to be, Anthony Keene? You always be hedging on me, man. I need a prediction out of you, okay? Happy Sunday all from IB Strogan, right back at you. Boyd, Manny, the Giants have the Astros next weekend while we have Arizona. Great point. Moose, I appreciate you, Doug. Thanks for the best post-game show, my friend. You the man, Moose. Appreciate you right back. We got Dodgers. Look at those battery chuggers. But yeah, thanks, guys, for rocking with us. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. Thank you, Steven. 60 season count, DMAC attack. Oh, I like that. Alex Eck. Be sure to head over to gearup.la for the latest Dodgers Nation merch. www.gearup.la. 3, we take the sweep. Now you're coming in hot. and that's what I appreciate. All right. Hopefully that's the case, guys. But we'll be rocking with you. Maybe we'll do multiple post-game shows that week. I don't know, because I know it's going to be big. So maybe we'll keep it rolling, because you guys are going to be in on that one. But when we'll see Return to Play, the best YouTuber, when we'll upload a video. Hey, man, I'm going to get you on that one, LA boy. Trust me. As soon as I got you some news. Thank you, D-Mac. Thank you, guys. Have a great Sunday. You guys are the best fans in the game. You know it, Deborah Young. See you guys later. Thanks for another great show. D-Mac, thanks, Anthony Keene. But thanks, guys. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to gearup.la for latest Dodgers Nation merch. Hey, man, look at my Justin Turner nacho shirt. I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite Dodgers Nation shirts I've seen in a while. Believe this was designed by Mr. Gary Lee, so shout out to Mr. Gary Lee. I like the jalapeno beard right here. But thanks, guys. You guys are the best fans of the game. You know that. Like I said, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodgers baseball. Even if it makes us argue sometimes, it does bring us together, right? So nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. Well snapped. This is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.